It may be a bit strange to say that in the distant past, people thought that the activity of volcanoes was a result of the wrath of gods and it happened to punish them. Of course, later it became clear that this word had no basis and was considered only superstition. In fact, the cause of the activity of volcanoes is the hot magma and it reaches the ground through tracks. It had nothing to do with God's anger. Undoubtedly, the operation of a volcano can cause a lot of damage, and if it happens suddenly, it can cause irreparable damage to the surrounding areas. If you are also curious about this and would like to get more information about volcanoes, join us to introduce you to 4 of the most dangerous volcanoes eruption in the world. Fuego volcano. Fuego is one of the most active volcanoes in the world and has a record of 60 eruptions in 500 years, most of which occurred in Enia, February and September. These reports date back to the beginning of the Spanish invasion of Central America in 1524. It has been registered and this volcano has continued its activity since then. 2018, the Fuego volcano erupted on June 3 before noon, and as the lava hit the ground, buildings and residents of several residential areas around the volcano, at least 72 people died and almost 300 were injured, and 192 people are still missing. Many buildings it was destroyed and the international airports of LA area, Guatemala City, the capital of this country, was closed. According to Guatemala's National Disaster Management Agency, rapid flows of so-called pyroclastic, which is mixture of a very hot gas and volcano material, covered the 2 residential areas of El Rodro and San Miguel Estatus, destroying houses and banning some residents. Has been killed, and due to this village were being covered by lava, the access of resources forces has become very difficult. On June 6th, the volcano erupted again and molten material flowed from the southern side. Simultaneously with the re-eruption of the volcano, the rescue workers went on the spot and were rescuing the injured, who then left the area. According to officials, this explosion and volcanic eruption have affected the lives of 1.7 million people, and 3,000 people became homeless and lived in shelters. On November 19, for the 5th time this year, the Fuego volcano erupted and nearly 4,000 residents of the surrounding areas were evacuated and placed in shelters due to this damage of lava and ash from this eruption. Murphy volcano. The eruption of Mount Murphy on November 2, 2010 was visible from the village of Delos, Kalimantan, Central Java, Indonesia. Mount Murphy is one of the most active volcanoes in Indonesia and has been active for centuries. According to NASA, the greatest danger in Murphy can cause is volcanic melt flows that will go to the large areas and threaten the lives of the people in this region. The volcano erupted again on May 11th and scattered a lot of smoke and ash into the air. The incident caused the surrounding densely populated area to begin to evacuate and rescue the population. According to the World Volcanic Program report, more than 24 million people live in this area around Murphy. Krakatoa volcano. Krakatoa is a volcano located in Indonesia, in the Sunda Strait between the island of Sumatra and Java. The island of Krakatoa consists of 3 cones on the half-typical cavity and considered a volcano. The volcano is famous for explosion on August 26, 1883, which was one of the most intense volcano explosions and destroyed most of the island. The eruption intensity profile of the volcano was 6 degrees, which approximately equal to the explosion of 200 megaton of TNT, 13,000 times the yield of the Little Boy bomb, atomic bomb in Hiroshima. Its cone opening is a volcano bowl, caldera, and its eruption is Plinian eruptions. Primary eruptions. Before the explosion, the length of the island of Krakatoa was about 9 kilometers and its width was about 5 kilometers, and this uninhabited island had a vegetarian typical of tropical and tropical region. The last activity of this volcano before 1883 was in 1680, and it seemed that this volcano was silent. Despite this, a strong earthquake occurred on May 20th, 1883. Krakatoa became active again, and steam and ash spewed out from its cones. Its eruptions went up to 6 kilometers high and could be heard as far as Botswana in Jakarta. This situation continued until the end of the May, and its intensity gradually decreased. During June and July, activity on Krakatoa increased again. The released gases, ash, and vapors caused the darkness on the earth. On August 26, around 1 p.m., a loud explosion up to 50 kilometers away from the volcano was heard, followed by a stronger explosion around 2 p.m. that shocked the ground. This explosion was accompanied by a strong eruption of ash. About 1 million cubic meters of ash was thrown out, part of which was thrown up the height of 27 kilometers, and the other part of it was a rain of ash that covered everything in a radius of 160 kilometers from Krakatoa. It took it and flung that area into complete darkness. After that, explosions were heard almost every 10 minutes. In the afternoon of Sunday, a small tsunami hit the coast of Sumatra. On August 27, while everything was in complete darkness within 160 kilometers of Krakatoa for 22 hours, a terrible explosion occurred around 10 o'clock. The sound from this explosion was the loudest sounds that human ears have ever heard. This sound was heard up to 4,800 kilometers from Krakatoa. In parts of Australia, in this explosion, the telepathic cavity of this volcano was completely emptied and 2/3 of this island collapsed into the sea. Following this explosion, a huge tsunami completely destroyed the coast of Java and other islands and carried away every sign of settlement into the sea with its waves. In some places, the height of the wave reached 40 meters. These waves were seen on the coast of South Africa in a milder Sea. As Krakatoa climbed down, an advance of vast masses of gas and ash engulfed the surrounding land. The collapse of a large part of the island caused a very large volcanic bowl to form in Krakatoa. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe the channel and like the video. Also, you can activate the bell and share it with your friend and watch together. I hope you enjoyed from this video. Stay with us till the end of the video and you have with the recommended movie and book for today. We'll see you very soon. Goodbye.